This video is brought to you by Gladiator Concealment. Link in the description box below. What's up, guys? It's Michael with AKM Tactical. Appreciate y'all watching. Got my daughter Anna here with me. She wanted to get on the camera, and so she's just going to kind of be sitting in here with me while I do this video. But Kyle couldn't be here with me for this, so I'm doing it by myself. But today I'm going to talk about my gear list for fighting pistol. What I packed, what I took, what I ran, that kind of thing. So I guess we'll start off with every class, every school has a website. I mean, that's just the way it is nowadays. When you go on the website, they'll have a gear list for you, and it will tell you all the things that you need to bring. And I'm going to tell you, your best bet is to go ahead and bring everything on that list. If you take all your stuff that's on the gear list, you should be in good shape. We went, as you know, in March. It was not hot, so I didn't need bug spray, but I pretty much brought everything else. So we'll start off with the belt. The belt I ran was the low-profile EDC belt from S4 Tactical Gear. We are an affiliate with them, and I can't speak highly enough about their products. I love their belts. I have a couple of them now, and I ran this thing through 2 days of rolling around in the mud and stuff. Had no issues with it. It works great. This is also a new prototype belt. The material is a little different than what he's been using, and I've been 100% happy with it. It works great. So Kyle ran, I think, his S4 belt and maybe his SOE belt. One of the two or both. So, but you need a good belt, and that one was perfect for me. I ran in the class. I ran my Glock 19. Gen 4 gray, complete gray. It's got Trijicon HD night sights. It's been stippled, finger grooves have been taken off. You know, you've seen this gun before. You've seen this gun many times. It ran flawless, had no issues with that. Kyle also ran his Glock 19. They also recommended that you bring a spare gun if you had one. So we both had Glock 19s, spare Glock 19s. This one is my old Glock 19, but it's now my wife's Glock 19. And Kyle took his wife's Glock 19. So we had backups in case something happened to ours, but I never had an issue with mine. He never had one with his. This is also, I brought an extra holster. They don't tell you to do that. They tell you to bring a good sturdy holster, a good holster, but I brought an extra just in case it started raining and I had to put on, like if it was cold and raining and I had to put on layers of clothes, I might want to run outside the waistband. So instead of having to swap screws out and all that kind of stuff, I just threw an outside the waistband holster in my pack. And this one happens to be a Bravo Concealment. The holster that I ran for the 2 days is my Gladiator Concealment inside the waistband setup with the soft loops and the tuckable struts. You know, Manny's a sponsor of our channel. He makes great product, and I was 100% happy with this holster. I never had the gun come out when I didn't want it to come out, and it always came out when I wanted it to come out. And that's really what you can ask for. That's the main thing you can ask for in good Kydex. No issues there. Loved it 100%. Guys, a lot of times will carry 3 or 4 mag pouches. You know, they'll carry a ton of mag pouches on their belt. I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to train, and Kyle also kind of had the same idea. We wanted to train how we would carry on a normal basis. So I carried one single Gladiator Concealment mag pouch, and Kyle also ran a Gladiator Concealment single mag carrier. No issues there. It did what I wanted to do. My mag stayed in place. Nothing ever came out. You see it's got some Camden, Tennessee dirt off in it. But it works well. I run this mag pouch every day. So that's that. Let's see. I used my Plano. This is actually can be bought at Walmart. This is a Plano she's not being so shy anymore. This is a Plano ammo can, 50 cal ammo can. I used it in the class. Never had no issues with it. We're supposed to bring 1,000 rounds, and you need to bring 1,000 rounds. I brought a little bit more actually, but 1,000 rounds is what it calls for, so that's what you need to bring. Now this can is not quite empty. We didn't quite shoot 1,000 rounds, so there's a little bit of ammo left in it, but I've kind of got a bunch of stuff stuck in there. In my bag, I had magazines upon magazines upon magazines. The class calls for 5. I brought 14. If you have the spare, bring them. I ended up actually just running like 6 magazines. But it was nice to know if something happened, I got hung up and I didn't have time to recharge my mags, that I had enough extra I could just grab them and throw them in my pockets. Now how I did it, instead of trying to put a bunch of mags on my belt, I would put one in my pouch and then I would put the rest in my pockets. I ended up, when I would go to the line, I would have about 5 or 6 magazines on me. That handled pretty much every drill that you could do. So 5 or 6 magazines will get you by. But it was nice to have the extra in case I didn't have time to charge my magazines in between drills. They do stuff with dummy rounds, so I ended up getting some 9mm dummy rounds from the class. They're thrown off in here. But the can worked great, no issues there. Set that over here out of the way. Hey, grab the phone, baby. I'm fixing to use this. You can use the phone. I'm going to take this bag. I actually bought a VOC, a pocket VOC, a ventilated operator kit there. We'll do a review on this thing and go into more detail about it. It's pretty cool setup. But that day 2, that rode in the bag also. I carried my TK4 tourniquet on me. Both days it was stuffed in a pocket somewhere. That's a lot of bullets going around to not have some kind of tourniquet on you. I already went over the other Glock 19. Of course, my Maglula, Upluda, or whatever you want to call this thing, whatever it's called, my magazine loader. We need to do a review on that. But that saved my fingers a lot of grief, and there was a lot of guys on the line and going back to recharge mags, and they didn't have one of these, and they were wishing they did. Ear Pro, my Howard Lights. I love these things. Have no complaints there. They worked great for 2 days. They do have an auto off. A lot of Ear Pro does. So every once in a while, I would just flip it off and turn it back on, just to be sure that I had I had the power going. I would not suggest going to a class and not taking electronic hearing protection, because you might be like, there was 55 students there, so there was 22 to 23 per setup. So if you were down here and the guy was all the way on the other end of the line, you couldn't hardly hear him if you didn't have electronic Ear Pro on. So that came in really handy. In my bag, I had pretty much the same stuff that I carry in my range bag all the time, except I added a few things. First of all, I went and ordered this online. This is a Columbia. This is a Columbia packable rain jacket. They tell you to bring rain. They shoot rain, shine, cold, hot, no matter what. So this packable rain jacket was awesome. It's not real big. I could just kind of throw it down in my bag and forget it was there. And if it started raining and I needed it, I can just open it up. It packs into itself. And I had a rain jacket. That was why I brought the outside the waistband rig too, because I may decide that I needed to run outside the waistband if I had a bunch of layers on. But that's a really smart move to make. Thank you. These Alta, I bought these Alta Industries knee pads. If you really start doing some research in the tactical community as far as knee pads, Alta is the way to go. Kyle forgot his knee pads, and he ended up having to, we had to run to Walmart and him just buy some little cheap knee pads. I think first time he hit the ground with them on, he broke them. So some good knee pads is key. These things were like 25 bucks, 30 bucks. They weren't expensive, and they work great. You can't even tell. They look like they hadn't even been used. I didn't use them really much in the class because it really wasn't muddy. And at the range that we went to, Birdsong, I think it was Birdsong was the name of that range. Anyways, there wasn't a lot of It's not like the old tactical response range where it's covered in shotgun shells and stuff. Birdsong's not that way. So I didn't really use these much, but there was a lot of guys running knee pads, and the Altas are really nice. So I packed those. Another thing, guys, I brought a staple gun. I didn't have to use it. They had their own staple guns, but I did go ahead and bring a staple gun just in case I needed to staple the target up or something like that. That's nothing. That's just stuff that's stuffed in there. Let's see, what else do I have in here? All right, that's it as far as the main compartment. As far as the side compartment over here, my little helper over here. This is a cleaning kit that I packed. I had this big, huge cleaning kit thing that I really didn't want to tote around as big and bulky. So I took the main parts of it that really mattered, and I packed it into a small cleaning kit. I can clean 9mm, 223. I can clean most anything. Anything I shoot, I can clean with this little cleaning kit. I got it in this really cool SOE Multicam black pouch. I also, a good thing that you guys might want to think about bringing is some good steel push rods. We actually, in the middle of the class, Don Numbers yelled out, "Anybody got any steel push rods?" And I had some. Somebody else had some too, but I had some because somebody had a squib load and had either a stuck casing or a stuck projectile in their barrel, and it had to be beat out. So those come in really handy for things like stuck casings or squib loads. So some kind of cleaning kit that you can pack and take with you. Blue Loctite, you know, these screws and these holsters get loose, so at night you can go to your room, and when you're cleaning mags and stuff like that, you can check these out, and if they need it, you can throw some Blue Loctite on them. I had something else in here I wanted to show them, I thought.
Is it?
Maybe not.
Is it up in here?
Oh, I had. Yep. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I bought, while I was there taking the class, they have a little pro shop type area that they sell stuff out of. I also bought this PocketVac, and I bought this mag claw. If you guys run Glocks, this thing is killer because it makes taking the base plate of the magazine off just like that, and it's off. So it's really, really nice for cleaning your mags because you're going to want to brush your mags out at night. And that's something that you should pack in your little cleaning kit, is a dry, like a toothbrush or something like that, that you can go in there and I had to sit there and brush mud out of my magazines, dried up dirt and mud out of my magazines the first night because, I mean, it was just full of mud. So if you run Glocks, the Mag Claw is not a bad idea. It's like $15 and makes taking a mag apart really easy. I brought my tool kit, you know, just in case you have to use it for something, tighten a screw up or something like that. It's nice to have a tool kit. I brought all my sight. Give me that, crazy. I brought all my sight tool stuff. I didn't have to use it, but it was nice to have. You know, you've seen my review on my range bag, all that kind of stuff, the extra belt loops and all that kind of stuff. I brought, as well as, hand me that, please. That pen, that Sharpie.
Why do you have to show a Sharpie?
I brought a Sharpie also in case I needed to mark my mags because that kind of stuff can get worn off. But there was people there that didn't have their magazines marked. Mark your magazines. Put your name on them. Put a number on it so you don't lose it. There was people there that didn't mark their magazines, and we found mags through the class. Somebody had a mag that had no marking on it, and they would just lay it on a barrel. So there was people that lost magazines because they didn't have their name on it. In this compartment, I didn't have anything. I just had mags. So let's see what else. My glasses that I used, they suggest using wraparound eye protection. I used my Wiley X's. They were great. No issues there. They also suggest wearing a hat. I would also suggest that because brass goes flying and you want it to hit the top of your hat instead of hitting you in the face. So that's always a good idea.
And skin cancer.
And you want to keep from getting skin cancer. That's right. So I brought some spray-on sunscreens. That's a pretty good idea to have spray-on sunscreen so you're not rubbing it on your hands. I also brought wet wipes in case I rubbed that sunscreen on me and got oil on my hands. I could clean my hands off with wet
Just bought
wipes.
that too.
I did not bring this one. Yeah, I think I did bring this one. Brought my Kershaw blur.
That's your only knife.
No, that's not my only knife.
Mom has a lot of knife. Here, she gonna put it up her nose.
No.
Yeah.
My friend Ben, while I was there, Ben that I met while I was there, gave me this knife. So I have it
It's gonna scroll with that.
now. You can do a lot with that. It's my little country girl. I have my med kit in this pouch, and then in this pouch, I don't think I ever opened it. I had a pair of gloves and stuff like that. But guys, I can't speak enough how important it is to have some good knee pads, some good ear protection, some rain gear, a magazine carrier, and some good shoes. I ran the Oakley. Touch all that. I ran the Oakley, my Oakley boots both days. My feet never hurt the whole time, and that says a lot because you're on your feet a lot. Kyle ran some Merrells, and he loved them. Had no issues there. His feet didn't hurt, and we can't speak highly enough about having some good shoes. But anyways, guys, that's really all I got for you. That's really all I got for you. This is just a list of the gear that I took, and pretty much the same things that I took, Kyle took. He just couldn't be here today to film with me, film this. He had to leave, so I told him I would get it tended to. But guys, we appreciate y'all watching. You know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comments section below, or you can jump over to the Facebook page where we can get into a more in-depth conversation there. I will leave links to mine and Kyle's social media outlets in the description box below. But as always, guys, we appreciate y'all watching, and y'all be safe. Tell them bye.
Bye.